I started researching for this story, the Hinton Street Races, at first it sounded as if it was, just a great name. But in fact, it was on a sanctioned drag strip, and I was completely wrong. Yesterday, when I spoke with Blaine Mills, who's kind of the guy that started all this, it's really an amazing story. Here in the town of Hinton, he wanted to have races. He wanted to bring the drag races here and have them as street races, and he was looking for a place to do it. And somebody within the municipality happened to mention that a brand new road had been built with the hopes of bringing industrial businesses in here, and that never happened. So he said, well, why don't you just use the road? So anyhow, the road that I'm actually standing on, let me pan away here a little bit, so you can see behind me. This is the actual road, but they've turned this into the drag strip. And unlike drag strips, sanctioned drag strips, there are no Christmas trees, the starting lights, and all of those things, and all the technology that goes with it. This is truly just pure street racing. The other thing is, and I kind of mentioned this earlier in a promo, is that this segment is not just about drag racing. I mean, to a large extent it is, and selfishly, because that's what I spent my childhood, from 12 years on doing. So this is kind of a take back for me, but really and truly, this story is as much about the town, taking a town that doesn't have much, and bringing something like this to it, tourism and things that will boost the economy. Hopefully you're going to be able to hear this because the winds are picking up right now. But again, this to me is just, a great story of small town America finding ways to pick itself up and, revive its economy. So, noises abound here as everything's getting ready. In fact, I think that was Blaine that just went by on the four-wheeler at the far end of the road here, which is the starting line. You can probably hear them down there. They're running air equipment, blowers of various types to try to get the moisture out of the starting line. It's humid today. It's heavily overcast. I guess they had some rains, so they want to make sure the track is good and dry. And things will start here probably in about 2.5 hours. In the meantime, I will take you through segments of the pit area and some of the stuff that's going on there, and then I will be back after the races begin. The bright red registration trailer sat somewhat inconspicuously at the end of the compound. In fact, you can see in the background the finish line. Had it not been painted red, I don't think anybody would have been able to find it. It appeared that the municipality also donated a street sweeper in addition to the near pristine concrete road. Long before the races ever began, the street sweeper made several passes back and forth, assuring that this track was as clean as could possibly be. And while the track is being cleaned, some workers assemble portable lights, since most of the racing is done after the sun goes down, while others take a coarse push broom to the finish line to sweep up anything that the street sweeper might have missed. As racers began to arrive, it became apparent that some bring more than one car to race. RVs were also a common sight in the pits. With street racing, just like sanctioned drag racing, there is a lot of time spent just waiting. Having most of the creature comforts helps considerably. Much of that downtime, however, is spent tweaking engines. There is a lot at stake here. One of the competitors that really intrigued me was 22-year-old Jade Cook. When I first encountered her, she was hunkered over the fender of the Corvette, working on her engine. Not to bother her, I spoke with her dad, Phil Cook, who was standing nearby. Phil owns CNC Performance Engines in Duncan, Oklahoma, so engines are definitely his thing. I asked him how many horsepower this engine was putting out. His response? Round about 1,000. My next question was, who drives it? She does, he said, pointing to Jade. As I had mentioned before, this engine sits inside a Corvette body. If you wonder about how fast she goes, the 2 parachutes attached to the back of the car are a dead giveaway. I did have a very brief opportunity to talk with Jade, and I asked her when she started racing. "When I was 8, she said. Before any racing can commence, each car must be inspected and classified. It seemed to be a slightly tense moment for the drivers as the inspectors looked very closely. While many competitors just stood around waiting for the show to begin, others rode around the pits, some on scooters and others on four-wheelers.
Daily drivers, come on down. Daily drivers, it's time to race. Class racing, daily drivers. Folks, we got two of the hottest cars of the evening coming up here, going head to head, even though it's a little sooner right here. Watch this happen. This is going to be a good one. Bring it up, Blue. Knocking on the torch. Away, folks. This is going to be a heck of a head-to-head right here. We got two separate classes going against each other. We got a Grudge going up against a Big Daddy Big Tire here. These are the kind of races you like to see.